Hey guys, welcome to another video, and for today's video we are going to be going over the new patch that will be releasing soon, patch 8.1, and that will release in exactly a week, which will be December 11th. And there's a lot of stuff to cover, so this may be a longer episode than I usually like to keep my episodes, but it will be full of content, so it'll be great for you guys interested in knowing what all's going to become available next week and what we'll actually be able to play, because as some of you may know, there's a bit of time gating behind some of the content that we'll be releasing. So when you first log in on next Tuesday, this is what you're going to see. You'll see the Battle for Darkshore, which I am looking forward to big time. I main a Night Elf, so I myself am just loving the Night Elf stuff for BFA. And there'll be the new, continuation of the war campaign and assaults. Okay, cool. I wanted to see if this was over on the PTR, so I'm glad to see it is. So there's the meat wagon. This is one of the things you get from pre-purchasing the Warcraft 3 that they announced at BlizzCon. So yeah, that would be how you get that one. This is a new one here too. Saltwater Seahorse. That is a expedition, so you go out to the island expeditions to purchase that for 500. Okay, so to start us off here, we will start with the Battle for Darkshore. I'm going to run the video for those that have not seen it. It's a great video.
All of it?
The entire shipment, down to the last sack of grain. This one's the only survivor.
One Sunday, do not take me yet.
What happened?
We were bringing supplies to the war front, just like all the other times.
Pick up the pace! We got to get these supplies to our soldiers by dawn!
What is it?
Tell her we are coming. One Sunday, do not take me yet.
He expects us to believe this tale. No single night elf could do all that.
I know one who could.
the new war front, the second one. It basically follows the Night Elves and the Forsaken. And when it releases on the 11th, it will start with the Alliance attacking. And one interesting part with this, since there will now be 2 war fronts, is that while you're attacking one, you'll be contributing to the other. So there'll always be stuff to do, right? I do really like that aspect, that it, alternates. There will be 6 new mounts available from the Battle for Darkshore, along with 8 new pets, and 1 toy from the Alliance quest and 2 toys from Horde quests. And I'm going to show you what those are right now. Black Paw will be one of the mounts that you can get. The Kaldori Night Saber. He looks pretty cool. The Ashen Veil. Of course I would like that. Purple. I'm pretty much in love with all purple mounts. So that is definitely going to be one that I'm going to want. And then there is also the Frightened Kodo. Okay, the Umber and Night Saber. And the Sandy Night Saber. So those are the rare mounts that will be out in Darkshore. And the Darkshore Sentinel will be out in Darkshore. And we also have the Gust of Seclaris. Detective Ray. He looks kind of cool. Hydrith Droplet. Ever-Burning Treant. Whoops. The Void Jelly. Ziraj the Depleted. And then the Night Wreath Watcher, which is actually out of an egg, kind of like the oracles. So that's the battle pets. And then for toys, we have oh, actually, I was typing in Aquavaloon, but it isn't technically a toy. Yeah, it doesn't actually classify itself as a toy, but it's an item. You peer into the night to view the White Lady, is basically what it does. And it's got 1 hour cooldown, and yeah, it's just a use item, so you won't find that one in the toys. There are a couple of toys for the Horde, though, you would need to do the Horde quest line for these 2 toys I'm going to show you right now. Brynja's Beacon would be one of them, and then the second one is Dark Ranger Spare Cowl. So there will be those 2, and the non-toy one is from the Alliance quest. So those are the goodies for Darkshore. The next thing we got is the war campaigns. So there will be some extended stuff for the war campaigns. I imagine that all you'd need to do to get to that would be the current campaign, which would be, I'll bring up my achievements here. Okay, so the Ready for War, that really should be all you would need to get the rest. So as long as you're caught up on that, if not, it's a great time to finish that stuff up, and then you can continue the rest of that when it comes out. Also, there will be incursions. Incursions are basically, I'm sure you remember in Legion, there were invasions that you could bring your alts in to have them level faster. It's exactly what incursions are going to be, very similar. World quests, there will be some world quests added to Zandalar and Kaltiras. And we will also get some more storyline based off of Sourfang. And there's also going to be some for Tyrande and Malfurion. And we should have some story on Avulsion. There will be some new island expeditions, which is Jorundal and Havenswood. And then, of course, there is the new raid. So the new raid, I will bring some stuff up for that like I did with Darkshore. So there will be 9 bosses in the new raid. One thing I would like to mention right now before we go any further is that the new raid will not be available when the new patch drops. We're not expected to see the new raid content till January. The item levels of the new raid will be LFR is going to drop 370. Normal will be 385. Heroic will be 400. And Mythic will be 415. And there are a few pets that can drop. Okay, so Spawn of Kragwa. That drops off of Mythic. Thunder Lizard Runt, which will drop on any difficulty. Child of Paku, which drops on any difficulty. So those are the pets that can drop. They drop from the Conclave of the Chosen. Another thing to note is there's some titles you can get. So when you defeat Jaina on Mythic, you will receive the hero title. And just like they did with Aldir, the first alliance or first 100 alliance guilds to defeat Mythic will get a Famed Conqueror title, and as well with the first 100 Horde guilds. And once both factions have their 100 guilds that have completed that, then they will open up Mythic for Cross Realm. Okay, I just want to show you guys one more thing before we move on to the next topic. And of course, that would be the mounts. Why would I ever leave the mounts out, right? Okay, so there are 3 mounts you can get out of the new raid here. Okay, so Gmod is one of the mounts you can get. Drops off High Tinker, and then there is also, okay, the next one must not be accessible yet in the system here. So I'll just, I'll throw out a picture for you guys. So the next one is Desaralor Windreaver. And this mount, I wonder if the achievement's available over here yet. Let's see. Okay, so it will be this. This is the achievement that you will have to do, Glory of Desaralor Raider, to get that mount. And the third one is the Glacial Tidestorm, and that is for defeating Jaina on Mythic. I've made mention before that this is like the mount the shaman should have gotten in Legion for their class mounts. So yeah, that covers the raid, guys. So yeah. Okay, so I almost forgot to add this in, so I'm just kind of sneaking this into my editing. A couple of pictures of the raid. So this is one of them, and over here is another, and over here is another. Also, I thought some of you guys would like to see the armor. So here is the cloth armor that you will get from doing the raid. And then over on this one is the leather armor. I like the heroic one for the leather. Looks pretty good. And then over here is the male one for armor. And again, I like the purple. I'm a fan of purple, what can I say? And over here's the plate armor. I also thought you guys would like to see some of the weapons. So this is the axe. Well, the axes. I like the one at the far right on the top there. And then this is the one-hand swords. And then this is the two-hand swords. I think the blue one looks pretty good for the two-hand swords. And then next we got the bows. And then next we have the daggers. And I really like the guns. I think they look really good. Yeah, and I actually like all those colors. So yeah. I think they did a good job on those ones. The maces look okay. I think I like the third one in each one of those rows. And then we have the offhands. Those offhands look awesome. Yeah, I really do like the looks of those offhands. Then we got the polearms. I like the second one in that row. And then next we have shields. And I think the shields look really cool. Yeah, I do like the looks of those shields. My favorite one would have to be that first one. And then we have the staffs. The staffs are okay. Yeah, I don't see anything too spectacular with them, but they're all right. And then we have the wands. And yeah, they're okay. I think I like the third one the best, the blue one. Okay, so just before we leave the topic of raids, I thought I would quickly sneak this one in as well. It's an easily forgettable one because it's not a huge raid, you know, and it's not coming out soon. So this one is going to come out during the patch, but it will be after Siege of Zaldazar. So yeah, and as you can see off the picture, it's only a 2-boss raid. It's going to feel a lot like Trial of Valor. So yeah. But I thought I would just quickly sneak it in there. So that I haven't left out, you know, anything here. Okay, so pretty sure this is where I want to be. Yeah, that's where we want to be. Okay. So, our next topic is Mythics. And there is one thing that a lot of my friends, and myself included, have been looking forward to as far as the Mythics go. A very good change that they made. So, for starters, Season 2 will be starting up soon. Once again, Season 2 is another thing that will not start next week when 8.1 launches. We'll be looking into like January by the time Season 2 starts up for the Mythic seasons. When it does, we'll have a new affix called Reaping. Basically, it's non-boss enemies are empowered by Bawansam and periodically seek vengeance from beyond the grave. Now, for the cool part. The cool part is we will now have this vendor. So basically, this vendor has all these items that you can purchase with currency. Basically, these are your random ones. Your random ones have a cheaper value to them. And then you'll have the targeted mythic gear. So as you can see, they're all over the place. The key is just getting the currency. So as far as the currency goes, basically, completing a +10 would allow you to get like a relinquished helm in 2 to 3 weeks. So if we go back here, there's the relinquished. The targeted one is estimated 2 to 3 weeks. So it could be a little bit of time before you see some of the targeted ones. And there's been no note on how much of this currency you will get. However, you can get out of your weekly chests, because what they're going to do now is instead of dropping Azerite armor, they're going to drop the currency plus your normal loot. So you would get your normal loot and a little currency. So you will get it that way. And then your other option is Azerite armor that dropped after Tides of Vengeance. So yeah, that will be able to be scrapped or disenchanted into the new currency. So yeah, I personally think that is an awesome change. Now, another thing, since we're kind of on the topic of Mythics, and Mythics are dungeons, I figured I'd also add in that there will be the Legion LFR Solo Que. Let's just hop over there. You know, in case you're that new and don't know where the Violet Hold is, you know, right over here. And then you'll go over, is it this guy? I think, no, he doesn't have a, yeah, it must be the other one. Okay, go over here. There we go. So this is the guy that you will go to. And as you can see, there's all these options. This is a solo LFR Que for Legion. So you click one of these and you can go solo. You know, Night Hold or whatnot. The leveling is definitely getting improved. I've looked at the chart and it's really good. It basically starts from level 20 all the way to 120, and it has different ranges of reductions of like how much less experience you need to level. The biggest reduction is in the level 60 gap. I would say 60 to 70, there's like a 40% reduction. Then it kind of drops down. So like at 20, it's like, you know, 10%, 20, and then it goes up, keeps going up till you hit 60, then 60 to 70 is 40%. Then once you are at 70, it starts going back down, so you're going like 40, 30, 20, 10, and then it's really low on the last 10 levels from 110 to 120. But it is definitely an improvement to the system, for sure. And there is also an item called Draught of 10 Lands that will increase your experience gained. There is also the Taste of Victory, which you will get from the Incursions, and it will last an hour. And also persists through death. And then there's also the Tank Cloak that can be purchased as well. So now another thing is that there are Paragon points on here, just like there were Legion. Now, if you're like me, you're going to be a little upset to know that they don't have mounts. I was upset to learn that too. But the Paragon point system is back with Battle for Azeroth, and I will show you right now what you get with them. Okay, so for the Proudmoore rep, you have a chance to get the Proudmoore music box. Okay, so for Valden, damn, I'm bad at typing. Okay. You will get the gold tusk in breakfast buffet. So that's pretty cool. And then the turtle rep, bowl of glowing pufferfish. And for Zandalari, you will get the Warbeast Krail dinner bell. And then the next three will be pets. So we'll just hop over the pet area. So Order of Embers will get you the Cobalt Raven. And Talanji will get you a Crimson Bat Pup. And Storm's Wake is gonna get you the Violet Abyssal Eel. Oh, he looks pretty cute. I like the Violet Abyssal Eel. Okay, so those are the Paragon rewards. So there is, if you're working towards your 100 Exalted, you can keep working towards that on other characters. So you don't have to have it all on one character. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to mention is the Hunters. You will now be able to tame the Blood Beast and the Krogs. So there will be an item, and I will show you right here. It's called the Blood-Soaked Tomb of Dark Whispers, and it allows you to tame these two beasts. Also, for pet battles, there is the Gnomeregan pet battle now. So you guys will be able to go there. Let me see if the pet is in here. Okay, so this is the pet that you will earn when you do the pet dungeon. And also, when you complete the quest to finish the normal version, you will get a battle stone, the 25 level one, like you usually do. And you'll also get a teleport that teleports you to gnomes. And also worth noting that completing the challenge once per week gets you the pristine gizmo, and that is currency to purchase items off of Microzooks, who sells a bunch of stuff. Most importantly, there is one very cool item that engineers do. Which is this pet. And engineers would create that. That costs one of the pristine gizmos. And then this one would be probably what most people would want for a pet. Let's see, maybe it's this way. Yeah, there we go. Larmo dog. Which we gotta zoom out a bit because he's kind of big. Okay, so that is for the Battle Pet Dungeons. Another thing worth noting is for professions, not a whole lot's happening for professions, but engineering is getting some new helms. They are item level 385, 400, and 415. There is going to be a new currency for the dungeons. It's the title core. It comes from the Kulturas and Zeldalar dungeons. And there will also be new alchemy trinkets. And they are the same as the engineer helms, 385, 400, and 415. And there's also a new feast that you gain 100 in stats for. And that pretty much concludes everything I think I wanted to mention. Just one more thing before I go is that the Zaltaran and Zandalari trolls. That's a big thing that people are probably looking forward to. It's been rumored that won't be unlocked until after new raid. So you'd be looking at, I would say, at least January, probably February for that one. There's no official date, but the raid isn't going to be out till January. So you're looking at least that before you see the 2 new allied races. And they are going to require the new chapters of the war campaign. And then Exalted with their faction. So Proudmoore would be one of the factions. And for Kulturan, obviously. And then Zandalari Empire for the trolls. Okay, and there will also be 2 heritage set quest lines as well. One for the dwarf and one for the blood elves. And I believe that is it. I think I've covered everything. So hopefully the video wasn't too terribly long, although it is tough to prevent long videos when you're talking about a whole whack load of, changes that's coming in a patch. I personally am looking very forward to the patch. I love where they're going with the night elf stuff, and I'm so excited to see Darkshore come back into the picture. And I want to see where that story progresses. I main a night elf druid, and I have for 14 years. So yeah, it was upsetting to see all that shit go down. But it's also exciting to have night elves being such a big part of the story right now. So I'm looking forward to that. Night elf is my favorite race, so it's really exciting. So I hope you guys are looking forward to some of that content. Let me know in the comments which one you're looking forward to the most. Me, I would have to say I'm looking forward to definitely a lot for the Darkshore. However, with Darkshore, once you've done it, you kind of know what's going on, right? As a continued change that I'm looking really forward to, I'd have to say the currency that you can use to purchase mythic gear. I think that is a great change that they did, and I hope it works. Like right now we don't know if it's gonna take forever to get that currency, so we're not sure if it's gonna be successful. But if it is, that would be great. that it would be great to have that be successful. And I don't feel like it's really like easy mode, you know. Some people might be sitting back saying, oh, so you can just purchase it. You still gotta grind the currency. You know, I still feel like you're working for that gear. So yeah. Yeah, but anyway, before I start blabbing and blabbing, I am gonna end the video here. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in World of Warcraft. And if you're, say, wondering if you want to return, I hope maybe this has answered some of your questions. Maybe something has either said, hell no, I don't want any of that shit, I'm not paying my sub. Or maybe you're like, oh, that seems really cool, maybe I'll continue. And if you're still unsure, I will be streaming the patch. So feel free to come by the streams. I stream Tuesday to Saturday, and yeah, for sure, just check out the streams. I do try to put as much content on the channel as possible. So yeah. But anyway, before I start getting in ramble mode again, we will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.